Lloyd and Ryan from Love Undercover. Me and Evan are so excited to talk to you guys because I think you are stars of our new favorite reality show.
Oh,
How are you guys like? Because you guys are obviously not strangers to the public eye, but you're strangers to everybody watching you, like date and flirt and feel through that. How are you emotionally preparing for this experience?
well, it was actually very difficult to prepare because, yeah, like you said, now you have to give people insights in how you give game on when you're gonna start dating and what you say to girls and yeah, very intimidating, especially in the beginning. All the cameras around you. But as we gone on with the show, it became more comfortable.
Yeah, literally the same. I was so awkward when I first got in there. Obviously, I walked in, seeing Ryan. That was intimidating in itself. So, yeah, I definitely grew into it, but at the start, I found it hard.
And the concept is so interesting because obviously you guys are super famous over in Europe, but here in America, you can kind of go incognito a bit more. And on this show, you are completely hiding the fact that you are world famous athletes, hoping that these girls are into you for you, even if you're potentially a construction worker. Like, what was that process like? Was that sort of scary for you? Because you're used to, like, I would imagine that, getting girls in Europe is so easy because everyone knows who you are. Were you kind of like scared to pursue relationships without the celebrity glow?
In all honesty, for me personally, I was really excited by the fact that I could hide, my cape,
Yeah.
because yeah, we've been in this for so long, and when you meet new people, it's always difficult to figure out whether they generally like you or only like you for what you do. So personally, I was really curious how that would play out, and I really had so much fun during the experience.
Yeah, I forgot the question, you know.
Well, yeah. How is it kind of going into dating where you're? Because I'm sure when
Oh,
you go
yeah,
on dates
sorry, I
before,
remember now.
everybody knows you.
Yeah,
And
it was
now,
more, it was like, I didn't want to mess it up. I didn't want to mess it up for the other guys as well. That's what I was the most nervous about. And obviously, you're lying, like, football's been my whole life. So I'm saying to these girls something I've never done before because all I know is football. But yeah, my main concern was not messing it up for the other boys.
I know. I feel you at least had like the job you could kind of lie the most about because you're like, oh, I work at like.
Well, yeah,
That's what I'm
you
saying.
would think that.
Yeah.
You would think that, but I think I was the worst. Honestly, I was terrible. Like, I
Well,
just
like
kept,
on the first date with Sophia, you're like, I don't have any crazy secrets. I
yeah.
was like, okay, this is not the way to do it. How did you end up like, internally managing having to keep up a lie for the duration of filming
Well, I feel
this
like
show?
you've got to have a good memory to be a liar, and that's one thing I definitely don't have on occasions in the show. Um, but there were certain times on the show that like moments came and it got me out of, can I swear?
Yeah.
Got me out of the um, so yeah, I sort of, I was dodging and diving every now and again, but yeah, yeah, it was challenging to say the least.
It's always so sweet. It's always whenever we have anyone from England come in, they're always like, "Can I swear?" Versus when we have people from the States and they're just cursing left and right.
Cursing left and
So
right.
you're now a reality star in America. Curse as much as you. Welcome home. I'm curious for you.
Yeah.
Because obviously the first episode when I love how the girls pick just basically kind of like on a dating, like a fake dating
Yeah.
bio.
Yeah.
What was going through your head when everyone's like, boop, boop,
Yeah.
boop.
Don't make me blush.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, like I said, it was obviously they had to pick based on a picture, not knowing what we were doing, and so we didn't really think much of it. But in the flesh, then yeah, of course, it's like okay, they don't know, right? So, but it was fun. It was fun because obviously, like Lloyd's a good-looking guy, so we weren't really surprised that they would pick Lloyd. So. But yeah, as you see, as you go, things change, and
I kind of
Yeah.
got such a mess.
And
Nah,
then
well, obviously when I first walked in, I obviously seen Ryan and I seen a few of the other boys, so that was like sort of, with all the cameras, that was intimidating for me. So when we was watching the girls live, I'll be honest, I really just needed the first girl to pick me just to calm the nerves. Just know I've got one in the bag, and then I can sit back and relax now and enjoy the show. And yeah, that helped ease me into it, I think.
now, Ryan, you were chosen first by Renee,
right.
who is really not into construction workers. What are your thoughts on the whole no construction workers rule for Renee? And did it make you regret choosing that as your fake profession, or were you kind of like, oh, I'm actually glad I chose construction worker because it is able to help me figure out the true colors of these girls?
Yeah. No, like you said, I was actually very glad to run with the construction worker working alibi. I was a little bit like there was so much more dialogue during the whole shooting of the first date, and a few bits that I actually like, played more down to was like really how basic my salary was, because she asked me things like, have you ever been to Los Angeles? And I was like, no, I cannot afford it on my salary, like, so they didn't put that in, but that was but overall, like, again, it showed obviously, her intentions, that she was looking for something way more, and yeah, that's what you want to figure out, and that's why we didn't match.
That is kind of the funny thing. A lot of the ladies on the first dates are talking about, they're just like, because like in your day at the car shop, they're like, oh well, Ferrari, like saying all these things. I'm like, who says that on a first date? Even if, like, you know what I mean? Which is kind of shocking. Where I wonder, because obviously you guys have both dated in the public eye before with more higher profile people. Are those conversations that come up? Like, were you kind of taken aback by anything that was happening on the dates you went
on? I think all the girls just thought I was broke, so it was like a bit, I don't know, there'd be like a few comments sometimes, I'd just be like sort of only if you knew, sort of thing, and then, I didn't really want to talk about myself that much on the dates because I would get in trouble, but like hearing them talk about themselves and some of the opinions they have of themselves, some great, but sometimes there'd be a few comments and I'd be like, oof, yeah, red flag, that's a red flag.
on the field?
Yeah, I think for me it was, like Lloyd said, you're not completely yourself, right? So you have to try and hide a lot of things about your real self and your experience. And so sometimes you were biting your teeth and you couldn't really respond in how you really naturally wanted to respond. So you had to like swallow it, and but again, it was an interesting experience.
What kind of moments tempted you to just say, like, oh my God, like I am a world famous athlete, I'm rich as hell? Like, were there ever moments where you like just wanted to like blurt that out?
Well, let me. Yeah. I had so many times where I was just thinking. Obviously, I wouldn't say it out loud, but you sometimes some of these girls had this energy, like these guys are not on my level, right? And that were normally moments that you would naturally be like, well, honey, relax. But again, again, it was a show. We knew that it was a great social experience, and of course, eventually, when you had to reveal, that's when you could kindly kick in and be yourself, So.
Yeah, I sort of enjoyed it a little bit, just like knowing they didn't know. So you're just making yourself look like an idiot with like the comments are coming out, and it's almost like I'm waiting, and then eventually, I told you so.
Ooh, okay. I love that you
strategic.
Have a little,
Yeah,
you love an end game. I really love that. Yeah, vengeance. Because obviously this is not how you guys usually date. Of course,
right.
I would hope not. Because that'd be a lot of production going into all your dates. And there are times when you don't have to put, the watches and the bags in the lock and everything like that. What is, either of you, I want both of your answers, but anyone can go first. What is a typical date outfit like, and how much do we spend on a typical first date?
Oof.
Ooh. That's a good question.
I mean, naturally, like for me, always the intention to go on a date is to get to know a person. So I don't really put a price tag on it, but naturally you want to find a date where you can actually chat and speak. So you're not going to noisy environments or activities that you don't really share conversations. I think the first date, especially for me, is figuring out, do you want to go on a second date and further, right? So naturally, I think either it's over dinner or over lunch, depending the situation. And yeah, that usually comes with the bill.
Well, my answer's a little bit more immature compared to Ryan's. Mine's more like, I'll get to know you where I'm out. I'm actually a really lazy dater. No, honestly, I am. Like I don't make loads of effort to like, I don't know, take girls out or whatever. Listen, if I like...
What's going on?
No, if I see you out and I like your energy, of course, but, it won't be like it's like I have to see you out to then go on a date. Say like, I don't know, through social media or something. That won't be the first time I'll do it. So I'm quite lazy on stuff like that. And yeah, I think you get a feel for someone more when you meet them in person.
Yeah, you're lucky you're handsome, Lloyd.
I've got a lot of growing up to do.
What was it like getting to know these American girls? I mean, I'm sure that y'all have gotten to know American girls before, but this is a really fun group of very outspoken girls. It seems like everyone's from either LA or New Jersey.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there was a couple from Texas, maybe. I think they all just they all brought something different, whether that be good or bad. You know, they were all great girls who came on it, and yeah, like I said, just brought something different dynamic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
what about for you? What about for you, Ryan?
Yeah, no, I mean, a different, group of girls who also didn't have met before, so it was interesting to see how that dynamic would play out, and them figuring out, oh, you went on a date with the same guy that I went on a date with, so yeah, you know, overall good energy, but of course we understand, you know, they of course were liking either Lloyd or someone else, and then, you know, if you have to share, then that's not what your ideal moment is.
Yeah, that is tough. Now, one American girl that we really love is Amanda Smith from Selling Sunset. And in the premiere, Ryan, you open up about how, you know, that breakup was leaked to the press. What did that experience dating Amanda sort of teach you about love, dating in the public eye? Like what, and any reflections or takeaways from that?
Well, actually, you know, we did not really date in the public eye. We shared a long distance relationship.
Yeah.
And we purposely kept it, yeah, a lot under the rocks. I wanted to do things the right way. But again, as people know, long distance is not for everyone, especially if you're living overseas. And that eventually, yeah, broke up the relationship, unfortunately. You know, she's amazing, first of all. I wish her well, obviously. But yeah, it was very, very typical. As soon as we broke up, then things got leaked, and then, you know, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
I feel that's definitely like the challenging part where you're like everything's because even Jamie was saying in the premiere that some things that he did leak to the press after
Right.
he had his little bit of fun.
Right.
And I'm curious because you said your type is Beyonce.
Yeah,
Is she still your type?
yeah.
Who's your celeb type?
Beyonce.
Celeb, where's the love for celeb? No, okay, so both of you want to date Beyonce. I mean,
Yeah.
who knows? There's Texas girls. Maybe
Yeah.
were any of the Texas girls closer to Beyonce?
No one's close to Beyonce.
Right. Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I've never been to Texas, so.
Nah,
all right.
neither.
You go to the Renaissance store?
Should we take a trip?
Hey, we should, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, I hope you guys find both of your Beyoncés and it is a different person because I don't, or at least maybe I would watch that. You guys just trying to date literally the same girl, just the three of you. That'd be, I feel interesting.
Yeah, definitely interesting.
But me and Evan can't wait to watch the rest of the show because it is so fun and you guys are incredible.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate it.